Hello students, myself Nidhi Goswami, subject teacher of your social science subject, standard 9. As in your social science part, history, we have seen your first chapter which was Rise of British Rule in India, in which you have seen the arrival of Britishers, arrival of many European countries. After that, you have seen discovery of sea route, Battle of Plassey, Battle of Buxar. After studying these topics, we will move towards our chapter 2, which is First World War and Russian Revolution. So here students, in this chapter we will study two important points, which are First World War and Russian Revolution. Here we will see that how First World War began, what were its factors, what were the effects of First World War. After that, we will see Russian Revolution, which is also known as Bolshevik Revolution. So, let's begin with our second chapter, First World War and Russian Revolution. So, let's start. So, moving towards our first part, which is introduction part. So, let's begin with the introduction. I'm reading the first point. These are all the points which are given in your textbook, but to make you more easy to understand these points more, I've made this presentation point wise. Okay, these lines are same given in your textbook, so please keep your pencil and book with you so that you can underline the most important points from this chapter. The same lines are given in your chapter. So let's begin with introduction. The Western European countries has two greedy desires. A. To expand their empire. B. To acquire new territories or colonies. So what was starting in the introduction, what is there? That the Western European countries, those European countries, they are greedy with the two desires. They want their two desires to be completed. What were the two desires? To expand the empire. They want to expand their empire at every place. They want to expand their colonies. They want to establish everything at every place. And B is to acquire new territories or colonies. And at that every empire, at every place, they want to expand their colonies. European countries were greed to expand their empire and to acquire new and new territories. They were in the greed to acquire the more and more territories all over the world. So that afterwards we will see that which were those territories where European countries acquired. Next point. Thus, they established their colonies and expanded their rule in Asia and African countries. So, what happened? They started establishing these European countries day by day, started expanding their colonies. They were in the greed to expand their empire, to establish new and new colonies. In which area? In the two areas here given, Asian countries and African countries. So European countries were eager to expand their rule in two countries. Here it is given Asian countries and African countries. Third point. Consequently, there arose a competition between European nations to establish colonies. Now what happened? There arose a competition started between European countries, between the European nations to establish the colonies, as European countries were in the more and more greed to expand their empire. They want to establish new and new colonies all over the world. So what happened? There arose a competition. Next, fourth point. This greed for colonialism among the Western European nations caused the economic, social and cultural ruin of Asian countries, African countries. So what happened? This greed for colonization. So as the greed of establishing the colonies were increasing day by day by Europeans, so what happened? This caused the problems in economic, social and cultural problems were facing a lot. So social, economical and cultural problems of Asian, African countries were lot affected due to European countries' establishment, due to European countries' colonization. Fifth, the result of this greed on world politics was, now what happened? As there arose a competition, as the European countries were greed to establish their colonies, to expand their empire in Asian and African countries. So due to this greed of European countries in the world politics, there arises two problems. So what are those two problems? First is First World War. B is Bolshevik revolution in Russia, etc. took place. So this greed of European countries took two place. Two problems were being faced. First was First World War. Second was Bolshevik revolution. So this was our introduction part, in which we have seen that Europeans were eager to establish, they were in the desire to establish their colonies. Next is colonialism in Western Europe and Asia and Africa. So now we will study that there was increase in colonialism, there were increase in the colonialism in Western Europe and Asian African countries. So now we will see colonialism in Western Europe and Asian Africa. First of all, I will write down the meaning of colonialism. What do you mean by colonialism? Colonialism is a practice of acquiring a control in another city or country. Okay? So colonialism means, as we have seen, that European countries were acquiring their political controls in another city, as they want to establish their colonies everywhere. They want to expand their empire. So we will see that colonialism in Western Europe and Asian Africa. So let's move toward this topic. The Western Europe countries wanted to expand their empire in Asia Africa. So we have seen that the Western European countries wants to expand their areas in Asia and Africa. Their greed for colonization did not spare even their neighboring countries. Yes, their desire was so increasing that they could not even leave the neighboring countries. They want to also acquire their colonies in their neighboring countries also. Third, Spain had taken control over Netherlands, Belgium and Luxembourg. Okay, so Spain, what happened? First of all, we talk about the Spain. Spain had total control over Netherlands, Belgium and Luxembourg. Okay, next, later on, some of their provinces were captured by France. So what happened after that? Some of their provinces, okay, some of their part of that area was also captured by France. Fifth point, when the Portuguese king died without an heir, Portugal came under the rule of Spanish king because of their blood relation. Now what happened? As there was a Portuguese king, okay? So what happened? This Portuguese king was not having any of the heirer, and Portugal came under the rule of Spanish king. And because of its blood relation might be there with the Spanish king, so the rule of Spanish king came under control. Sixth point, so for 6 decades the monopoly for establishing colonies in non-European countries was with Spain. Now what happened? As we have seen that Spain has taken the control over many of the countries. So for the 6 decades, what happened? The monopoly of establishing the colonies in non-European countries also was expanding a large. 7. Similarly, Italy and German states become the victim of greed of France and Austria. Now what happened? Now this Italy and German has also become the victim. 8. When the European powers were tightening their grip over the Asian African nations, many of the European nations which had become free, following the footsteps of England, made many of the Afro-Asian nations their colonies. Now what happened? That many of the European powers, as we have seen, was tightening their grips. Okay, Europeans were establishing their colony, they're expanding their empire on Asian and African nations. So what happened? Many of the European nations have become free. Now, following the footprints of the England, they have many Asian African nations and they have established their colonies. So after that, seeing the introduction part of colonialism in Asia and Africa, we will move towards our next point, which is colonialism in Asia. So from this, students, it is very important. From this topic, the chapter is very important. So let's move our next part, which is colonialism in Asia. First point, after strengthening its grip over India. So what happened after Europeans have strengthened their grip over India? England expanded its empire in Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Singapore and Malaysia. So what happened? The European countries had expanded their grip in India. So after expanding their grip, the England has expanded their colonies. They expanded their empire in which states? They've expanded their empire in Sri Lanka. They've expanded in Myanmar, in Singapore and in Malaysia. Second, England entered China also. What happened after England had expanded its empire in Sri Lanka, Myanmar and all of this Singapore and Malaysia, England has also entered in China also. Third, but due to opium trade between England and China, there were wars between 1839 to 1842, which came to be known as Opium Wars in history. Yes, children, underline from here opium trade between England and China. Opium trade. First of all, write down the meaning of opium. What do you mean by opium? Opium means opium is one type of illegal So opium is one type of illegal drug. So what happened? This type of trade, this opium trade was there between England and China. They were trading with the opium, which is known as illegal drug, जिसे हम अफीन कहते हैं, ठीक है? So there was a trade between England and China, which was known as opium trade. So there were wars. Underline this. What was when was the war took place? 1839 to 1842, which came to be known as opium wars in history. So there was an opium trade between England and China, so this was known as opium war in history. After that, China lost this war and thereby lost 5 of its ports to England, where England could carry on their trade and thus expanded their empire. Now what happened? As there was a war between England and China of opium war, as we have seen. So what happened? From this war, China has lost this war. So what happened? China has to give his 5 ports to whom? To England. Okay, so what happened? England has carried on their trade and expanded their empire like this. As China has lost the war, England has established their empire over this 5 ports of China. Next, taking advantage of China's weakness. Yes, after England has taken the advantage of China's weakness, who were the next to expand the colonialism? So taking advantage of China's weakness, Japan, Russia, Germany, France, Belgium and America also acquired trade and political rights. So after seeing this China's weakness, Japan, Russia, Germany, France also acquired the trade and political rights of China. Enormous oil resources in the desert region of West Asia attracted the Europeans to establish their colonies there. Now what happened is the desert area of West Asia was quietly famous for oil resources. So Europeans were attracted for this oil resources, and seeing this they also established their colonies in desert region of West Asia, which was quietly famous for enormous oil resources, where you can get a lot of oil resources. Next, England, Germany, Russia and America established oil companies in Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia and Bahrain. Okay, so what happened? After seeing that in Asian countries there is enormous oil resources, so England, Germany, Russia and America also established their oil companies where? In Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and Bahrain, and also made efforts to take care of their own interest. So, as we are seeing that in Asia also, the colonies of Europeans were day to day increasing. Okay, so this was colonialism in Asia. Now we will move towards the colonialism in Africa. What is the colonialism in Africa? So first, our next topic is colonialism in Africa. As we have seen colonialism in Asia, that day by day the European countries are increasing its colonies. They are expanding its empire in all the Asian and African countries. So now we will see the next topic, which is colonialism in Africa. First point, the Dutch established its colony for the first time at the end of 15th century in South Africa. So what happened? First, to establish its colony in Africa, who was the first people to come? So the first one to come in South Africa in 15th century was the Dutch people. So what happened? The Dutch were the first who established the colonies in South Africa. Next, after that, England and France established their colonies in Cape and Algeria in North Africa respectively. Now what happened? That as the Dutch expanding its colony in South Africa, so seeing that England and France also started establishing their colonies where they establishing their colonies in Cape and Algeria, which is in North Africa. Okay, so Dutch people also arrived in South Africa, and England and France also established their colonies in Cape and Algeria. Third is European countries competed to establish the colonies in vast provinces of Africa because it was suitable for acquiring A, raw material, B, selling ready products after industrial revolution. So now what was happening? The European countries were in the competition. Okay, they were in the competition to establish the colonies all over the Africa. They want to capture the provinces of Africa. They want to expand their colonies. So what happened? Because it was suitable for raw material and selling the ready products. Now what was happening? These European countries were having the raw materials from these countries, and they were selling the products after this industrial revolution. They were taking the products and selling in the high price. Okay, so this were the two reasons which was suitable. Africa was suitable as the European countries enters and establish their own control over the African countries. Next, fourth point, King Leopold of Belgium seized the vast provinces of Congo and established his rule. Now what happened? The King Leopold of Belgium, okay, seized means who took hold, okay, took the vast provinces of Congo and established his rule. Fifth, England established its colonies. Now we will see where the England has established its colonies and where the French establishes colonies. So first of all, as we have talking about the England, so England has started establishing its colonies in where? They've started establishing its colonies in Egypt, some provinces of East Africa, some of South Africa. Okay, so England is starting establishes its colonies in Egypt, East Africa, and some of South Africa. After that, what about France? France also seeing the England, France also started establishing in colonies in Tunisia, Morocco, and West Africa provinces. So day by day, the African were in the control of European countries, and that all the areas was been captured. Next is seventh point of colonialism in Africa. Germany establishes empire in some provinces of East and West Africa. So provinces means areas. As we have seen that England has also having the control on some of the areas. France was also establishing its colonies. So Germany also started establishing its empire in some of the provinces of East and West Africa. Eighth, Italy captured the African provinces around the Red Sea. Now what happened after England, France, Germany, Italy also came and captured the African provinces around all the Red Sea. Ninth, Spain and Portugal. So after that, Spain and Portugal also took control over seas, means took control over some of the provinces of Africa. 10th, a conference for European nations was held in Berlin in the midst of this competition to establish the colonies. Now what happened? That in Berlin a competition was held talking about this establishment of companies, and it was held in 1884-85, okay, in the year of 1884-85. Now different African territories were divided among the European nations at the end of conference. Now what happened? At the end of conference for the European nations, the different territories was been divided among all the European nations. 12th, thus the colonial dominance of different European nations was established over the entire Africa. Now what happened? Now at the last, the European nations, the dominance of European nations was establishing, was there, the empire was expanding all over the Africa. Okay, so this was our 2 points which we have covered: colonialism in Asia and colonialism in Africa. So now we will see the factors. Okay, now we will see factors that caused First World War. Okay, before that, going towards the part, then what led to First World War? What led to First World War? What were the reasons that led First World War? First, while on one hand the greedy European nations were trying to colonize various Asian and African territories. Now what we have seen, that European nations were in the greed. Yes, they were in the greed to establish their colonies all over Asian and African territories. Second, on other hand, Germany and Italy had completed the process of its respective political unifications. Now what happened? That Germany and Italy, okay, this both have completed their unification, political unification. Now what happened? As there was a political unification, the unified Germany plunged into the competition of industrialization, commercialization and colonization. Okay, plunge means it thrust into the competition of industrialization, commercialization and colonization. Thus, this quickly changing global phenomena has exploited some of this country politically, economically and socially, due to which their development has stopped. Now what happened? As the European countries were establishing its colonies, they were expanding their empire. So what happened? Some of the countries were facing a lot of problems politically, socially, economically. So what happened? These competitions which were happening, which lead to First World War. So now next topic is factors that caused First World War. We will see what were the factors that caused First World War. First, we are going with the introduction. After that, we will see which were the factors that caused First World War. First point, the First World War was one of the most heartbreaking and unforgettable event of the modern world. Yes, means we are still remembering that First World War. What were the reasons due to which there was First World War, and in the world history it is an unforgettable event. It is marked as an unforgettable event. Second, the First World War began on 1st August 1914. Underline. Yes, underline everyone. The First World War began when? It began on 1st August 1914. Third point, Germany has defeated France in the Second War, because of which France has to sign the Frankfurt Treaty. Now what happened? There was a fight, there was a war among Germany and there was a war among Germany and France. Now what happened? Germany has defeated the France. Germany had won the war, and that war was Sedan War. That war name was Sedan War. They can ask you in the exam that Sedan War was fought between whom. So what you have to write? Germany and France, in which France lost the war. okay, in which France lost the war, and when the France lost the war, he has to sign the treaty. Okay, as he lost the war, he has to sign the treaty, and that treaty was known as Frankfurt Treaty, and it was in the year 1871. Okay, so there was a war between Germany and France which was fought on 1871, and France lost that war, due to which France has to sign the Frankfurt Treaty. Yes, children, treaty means an written formal agreement. Okay, it is a written formal agreement. So France, as we have seen, has lost the war and has to sign the Frankfurt Treaty. Fourth point, according to which France has to pay a war fine and give away two of its provinces, Lorraine and Alsace, to Germany. Now what happened? That, as we have seen, that France has lost the battle. Okay, so as the France has to sign the Frankfurt Treaty and also has to pay a war fine, and France has to give away two of its provinces, means two of its area, which was Lorraine and Alsace. Okay, so what happened? France has given its two of the area and also paid the fine to Germany, and the France has given two of its area to Germany. Fifth point, France has not been able to overcome this humiliation, and we can say that France was very at the bad position, as the France has to give away all of its provinces. He has to give away two of its provinces, so France was in the bad condition. Thus, the Frankfurt Treaty itself was the cause of First World War. Now, what we have seen, that France came into a big bad conditions, okay, because the Germany people had taken the provinces, taken the war from the France. So, what happened? This lead to this treaty, this Frankfurt Treaty, lead to First World War. Okay, and the end of war sowed the seeds of a future war, due to which there were the future war also due to this war. So we will see the factors which affect the First World War. Our one of the factor is economic factor. Now, what were the causes of economic factor? We will see. First, England had established its vast empire in Asian and African in 19th century. Now what happened, as we have seen, that England has established, starting its colonies and expanded its empire in a vast Asian and African countries. In the colonialism in Asia and Africa itself, we have seen that how European countries were eager to establish their colonies in Asia and Africa. Second, it exploited its colonies economically and became rich. Now what happened? They exploited its colonies and they have become quite rich. Due to industrialization and swift colonialization, Europeans required huge quantity of raw material. Now what happened? Due to establishing their colonies at every range, they need a huge quantity of raw material. Now what happened? In last quarter of 19th century, Germany has started the competition to capture the markets in Asia and Africa. As what happened? That Germany had started the competition to capture the whole market of Asian and African countries. As itself we have seen in colonialism that all the other countries were capturing the parts, the provinces of African and Asian countries. So Germany has also captured the whole markets. If we talk about the raw materials, apart keeping the raw materials of African, they have also started capturing the other markets of Asian and African countries. So what happened due to that? Germany started supplying the cheaper goods in comparison to England and France. Now what happened? England and France were also capturing, they were also establishing their colonies in Asia and Africa. So what happened? Seeing this, what did Germany did? Germany was selling the cheaper goods in the comparison of England and France. So now what will happen? Germany was broken up Afro-Asian markets that were dominated by England and France. As we have seen that from England and France, Germany was selling the cheaper product. Germany has broken up all the Asian African markets. So consequently, there was an intense economic competition between Germany and England. Now what happened, as the Germany was selling lower goods, lower price goods comparing to England and France. Okay, so at the last, what happened, there was an economic competition between Germany and France. So this was the one of the economic factor that leads to First World War. Second is militarism. Militarism, we will see what is militarism. Means, as we know that military force is necessary and very important for the war. So what happened? Military force was necessary and important for the competition and expansion that the European nations wanted. Yes, the European nations were wanting the military force, and which is very necessary for the war. England, France, Austria, Russia, etc. has begun expanding their military force. Now what was happening is all the European countries want also to expand its military force. So England, France, Australia and Russia has started expanding their military power. Third, while in countries like Japan, Italy and Germany, compulsory military training has started. So now what happened? These countries like Japan, Italy and Germany, there was a compulsory military training started. Production of weapons was increased under the pretext of self-defense, and for the self-defense there was an increase in the production of the weapons also. Thus there was a quite important of military force. The military force has become quite extinct, and military competition added to economic competition created a serious atmosphere of war. And now due to a military competition, due to an increase in the military force, there had created a wide competition and created an atmosphere of war. So this was our second factor, which is militarism. Third is groupism. Okay, groupism, secret treaties. As I'm reading these points, groupism and secret treaties played a major role in First World War. Now what happened? This groupism and secret treaties, which were the treaties which created a First World War, and which was the group which was created and there was a war. The world was divided into two groups before the First World War. Now what happened? As there was a First World War, which we will see, the world was divided into how many groups? Two groups. And which are two groups? Which countries are included in these two groups? We will see further. As one side was the group of Germany, Australia, Hungary, Bulgaria and Turkey. So this, as we have seen, the world was divided into two groups. In one group there were the group of Germany, Australia, Hungary, Bulgaria and Turkey. And another side there were England, France, Russia and Japan. So here what happened? The two groups were been divided, and when this group was divided, of course they were starting with the war. A feeling of jealousy was been there, mistrust, enmity, fear and hatred were involved between these groups. Now this jealousy, hatred was creating between these groups. So a groupism also affected a lot in First World War. Next is feeling of fierce nationalism. Yes, fierce nationalism means an very aggressive nationalism. So what happened? The independence of Belgium and Greece and the unification of Germany and Italy were result of nationalism. And due to this feeling of nationalism took an extreme and narrow form in Europe. In European countries, this nationalism took a very wide place. Economic jealousy, competitions and colonialism in Europe had increased so much that national interest of each other being to clash. Now what happened? Due to the jealousy, due to the hatred and due to the colonialism and competitions, the European has started decreasing its national interest. Okay, and this nationalism was quite decreasing in European countries. Leading European nations began teaching extreme and destructive nationalism to its people. Fifth, love for own nation and hatred for other nations was encouraged. Means what was mainly encouraged to all the peoples? That you should love for your nations and you should hate for other nations. Sixth, The German chief Kaiser Wilhelm was the other originator of nationalism and colonialism. Now what happened? There was a German chief which was known as Kaiser Wilhelm, who was the originator of nationalism and who was the originator of colonialism. He was over ambitious and believed in world leadership, and he was very ambitious who always believed in world leadership. He wanted to get things done according to his will with the help of grand military force. Now Kaiser Wilhelm was a person who wanted to things done according to his own power, according to his own thought. Now what happened? As he wants to increase its military power also, and this fear of war spread across the other nations also, as the Germany, and it's resulted in the First World War. Now this feeling of war has created a large increase the First World War. Fifth was role of newspaper. Now we will see what was the role of newspaper. Okay, as we have seen, there was a competitiveness, there was a hatred amongst the people of different nations, there was jealousy. So what happened? The different false informations, okay, the different write-ups, the different derogatory, the different provocative, all these false informations were there in the newspapers. Okay, and when you are writing something false about the other nation's newspaper, so of course it create a war. So what happened? There were rival nations, and the rulers of respective nations could not even make efforts for establishing peace and harmony. So the one of the factor was role of newspaper. Sixth factor is philosophy about the war. So what was the philosophy about the war? Okay, which was the magazine created for the war, which were the writer who has given some of the sentences for the war. First, the policy of war is welfare took root in Europe. So what was the slogan in the Europe of war is welfare. The German writer Trotsky published magazines like, so what happened? The German writer also published the magazines like Only the Mighty Deserves to Live and War Alone is the National Need. So what happened? This was the philosophy about the war also. Fourth, the Prince of Austria and his wife was ascertained by being shot at by a member of Serbian terrorist organization Black Hand. So now what happened? The Prince of Austria and his wife both were being shot. Okay, they both were being shot by the Serbian terrorist organization known as Black Hand. So what happened? Australia blamed Serbian for the involvement in this act. So Australia gave an ultimatum to hand over the culprit to Austria within 48 hours. So what happened? As they both were shot, the Australian people blamed for the Serbian for the involvement of this kind of shooting. So Australia have given the ultimatum that who have shoot will hand over the culprit to Australia within 48 hours. So Serbian declared its ignorance in this matter. Serbian did not reply anything. So without listening to anything from Serbian, Australia declared war on Serbia. Now what happened? As the Australia king, Prince of Australia and his wife was being shooting, and this ultimatum was also given by Serbian terrorists, but Serbian terrorists did not give any of the responses to Australian countries. So at the last, Australian countries declared a war on Serbia. So from here the First World War has been declared. So now these were the factors due to which the First World War began. We have seen the factors like economic factors, militarism, groupism, feeling of nationalism, role of newspapers and philosophy about their wars. Now these were the factors, but now we will see that what was the First World War, how it began. As we have seen, there was the beginning of the First World War, then Austria has declared the war in Serbia. Now we will see how First World War nations were divided, how the First World War began. So let's start with our main important topic, which is First World War. So moving towards our next topic, which is First World War. The First World War. First point. In First World War, 24 nations supported the Allied nations and 4 nations supported the Axis nations. As I've already explained to you what was Allied and what is Axis nations, okay, in your online classes. So we have seen that there were 24 nations in the Allied nations and 4 nations were supported with the Axis nations, okay. So initially, Germany made the noteworthy victories in European and ruined the French army. So what happened? Germany has made the victories in the Europeans, okay, and Germany has ruined the French army. So it fought many submarine wars and destroyed the ships of the Allied nations. So what happened? That many of the submarine wars were there and the destruction of the ships of Allied nations was there, as Germany has fought for many submarine wars, okay, and also destroyed the ships of Allied nations. Many soldiers and civilians died because of tanks and poisonous gas. As there were submarine wars, many of the soldiers and civilians has died due to the tanks and some poisonous gases. So in 1917, the Russian Revolution started. So what happened? In 1917, the Russian Revolution started. So Russia withdrew from the war. As we will see what is this Russian Revolution in our next topic, how this Russian Revolution was started. So from here in 1917, the Russian Revolution was started. So Russian Revolution did not took part in First World War. Okay, we will see also the Russian Revolution. 6th point. Strong Germany managed to drown an American steamer Lusitania, in which 147 American soldiers died. Now what happened? Strong Germany, as Germany was quite capturing all the countries. Germany managed to drown an American steamer Lusitania. Okay, Germany has a trick for the steamer Lusitania, in which there were 147 American soldiers were died. So America joined the Allied nations for the war in April 1917. So now what happened? As the Germany has destroyed the American steamer also. So America has decided to join the Allied nations in April 1917. With that, countries like Panama, Greece, Cuba, China and Siam joined the Allied nations, and along with America joined the Allied nations. With them, Panama, Greece, Cuba, China and Siam joined the nations also. Thus the Allied nations become quite stronger. Now what happened? As all were joining the Allied nations were becoming the quite stronger nations. German army could not withstand with the American troops. Now what happened? The German army could not stand with all the Allied nations with the American troops. So the whole position for the war was changed. Why? Because Allied nations was quite strong. Now Germany could not defeat with the Allied nations. Bulgaria in September 1980, underline children from here. Bulgaria in September 1980, Turkey and Australia in October 1980 joined the Allied nations. So now we are seeing that Allied nations has become quite stronger. So Bulgaria in September 1980, Turkey and Australia in October 1980 all have joined the Allied nations. Okay, 13th point. The German leader Kaiser abdicated his position and ran away. Germans surrendered to Allied nations on 11th November and signed a ceasefire treaty, and the war came to an end. Now what happened? Germany has surrendered to Allied nations, as the Germany now could not defeat the Allied nations. Why? Because the Allied nations was quite stronger, and the Germany has surrendered to Allied nations on underline. The Germany has surrendered the Allied nations on 11th November and has signed a ceasefire treaty. So this was our First World War, how the First World War began. So as we have seen, there were many factors due to which there was a First World War. Now what effects came due to First World War? What were the immediate effects due to First World War? First is destruction of man and material. Yes, there was destruction of man and material. How much men were there in the war? How much men died? Okay, how many were injured? How many were permanently handicapped? So there's all the destructions of man and material we'll see in this first effect of First World War. So first is A, 6.5 crore people took part in the war. So what happened? Total, how many people took part in the war? Total 6.5 crore people took part in the war. Out of the 6.5 crore people, at least 1 crore people died and 2 crore were injured. So from the 6.5 crore people, 1 crore people died, 2 crore were injured, and 70 lakhs were permanently handicapped. So this figures, children, you have to remember. Okay, so again I am repeating, from 6.5 crore people, 1 crore people were died, 2 crore people were injured, and 70 lakhs were permanently handicapped. So more number of people died because of starvation and other forms of killings and epidemics that broke out them the war. So now what happened? As there was a war, people were not getting proper food. Okay, they were not, somewhat have also became unemployed. They were not getting their work, their job. Okay, and some of have also become houseless. So the total war expenditure was quite high, and for this the expenditure was quite high. So our first effect was destructions of man and material. Second is social change. Okay, what was the social change? First is, during the war, majority of the men of all the nations were on the war front. Now as we can see that all the men were joining the war, all the men were with the war. So what happened? The women were having the responsibilities of their families and occupation because men were busy in the war. So they stepped out of their homes and successfully took over the responsibilities in different professional fields. So the self-confidence of their being equivalent to men enhanced. So there was self-confidence in the women equally. So the demand for women to exercise their franchise were raised. During the war, the production of things of basic necessity has reduced. So the problems like scarcity, unemployment, starvation, strikes, lockouts, all these were increasing due to war. People were also suffering a lot due to war, and children's conditions were very pathetic. The children's conditions was very poor. So this was the social change. After that, third effect is Treaty of Versailles. Children, take it out. This treaty can ask to you in the 3 marks, which is very important. So this Treaty of Versailles was in June 1990. The unconditional surrender of Germany to Allied nations brought an end of the war. So what we have seen, as Germany has ended, Germany has surrendered to the Allied nations. Then the Allied nations undertook the peace process in Paris, in which some 58 commissions were formed and 145 sessions were organized. Now what happened? The Allied nation, which was quite strong, has undertaken the peace process. Okay, they have organized a peace process meeting in the Paris, in which there were 58 commissions were formed and 145 sessions were organized. So the agreement made with the Germany was made in the Mirror Palace at Versailles. So now what happened? The agreement which was made with the Germany, where it was made in the Mirror Palace at Versailles. Thus it came to known as Versailles Treaty. So due to this reason, as the agreement took place at the Palace of Versailles, so due to this reason, this treaty signed was known as Treaty of Versailles. So now we will see that what were the provisions in this Treaty of Versailles. Okay, what was included in the Treaty of Versailles? Regional agreement, reduction in troops and disarmament, the arrangement of distribution of grains and the end of the war, and other provisions. As we have seen that there was a great loss for the people. So these were the provisions which were included in the Treaty of Versailles. These people played an important role in this treaty. So in the forming of treaty, there were many people who took place and had played an important role in this treaty. First is the American President Woodrow Wilson. Second is British Prime Minister Lord George. Third is French President Calmenaco. And D is Italian President Orlando. Okay. So these were the persons who played an important role in the treaty. Germany was found responsible for the war, and for all the First World War, Germany was found to be responsible for the war. A war fine of 6.5 billion pound was imposed on Germany. So for this, a war of 6.5 billion pound was imposed on whom? On Germany. So it had give away the Ruhr region to France. So now what happened? Germany has to give a Ruhr region, one of the province, to the France. Its Rhine River has to be opened for international sea route, and the Rhine River of Germany has to be opened for the international sea route. The Rhineland region on French border was dissolved from being a fortress, as well as mineral-rich region was given away to France for 15 years. So most of the German organization was confiscated. Okay, so Alsace and Lorraine were to be returned to France. Now what happened? Alsace and Lorraine, these two provinces has to be returned to the France. So beside this, Germany has to give its large quantity of coal and iron to France and other allied nations annually. Now what happened? As the Germany has lost the war, okay, has lost the war, so Germany has to give its whole the quantity of the coal and iron to France and other allied nations also. So Germany was made to sign these terms and conditions on gunpoint. Okay, means compulsory the Germany has to sign the treaty forcefully, because of which there was a bitterness and desperation among the Germans. So the Germans were quite angered because of forcefully they have to sign this treaty. So this treaty was known as Treaty of Versailles, which was in June 1990. Next effect is long-term effect. As long-term effect, what took a long-term effect? Why this First World War took a long-term effect? There was a feeling of revenge in signing the treaty with the nations, but there was defeated in the war. So what happened? A feeling of revenge came into the mind while signing the treaty. Peace could not be established with the treaty. By signing the treaty, peace could not be established. Socialist Russia was not given a place in the League of Nations, and this Russia was also not given a place in the League of Nations. America did not join the League of Nations. That's why it can be said that the reason for the Second World War is the peace process of First World War itself. Okay, so due to these reasons, I think there could reasons the fight for the Second World War itself. So here children, we have completed our First World War. Okay, till now we have seen the points: colonialism in Asia, colonialism in Africa, factors that caused First World War, the First World War, its effects. Okay, now our second important point is Russian Revolution, which is also known as Bolshevik Revolution 1970. Okay, so now moving towards our next topic, which is Russian Revolution 1917. I'm starting. The Russian Revolution 1970 is considered as an important event in the world history. So now what happened? The Russian Revolution, same as the First World War, has created an unforgettable moment in the world history. The Russian has been oppressed and suppressed by the Tsar of Russia. So what happened? The Russia has to oppressed and suppressed. Suppressed means to put an end of emperor. So what happened? It was suppressed by the Tsar of Russia. Okay, the Tsar people of Russia were quite strong. The Russian Tsar was inherited the positions where all the dictators and enjoyed uncontrollable rule over the people. So this Tsar people were having an uncontrollable rule over all the peoples of Russians. So people do not have any right during this period. So during the right of Tsar, when the Tsar ruler was there, people were not having any of the right during this period. The Tsar were also cruel and pitiless on the people. Okay, they were very cruel to the people. If anyone demanded for any right, he was tortured, suppressed, and severely punished or condemned to be sent to the bone-chilling and dead cold of Siberian. So what happened? If the Russian could demand for any of the right, so the Tsar people would torture, would suppress the people, and could give them a death also. So this uncontrolled and oppressive Tsardom became the reason for grief, poverty and suffering among the people. So as the Tsar ruler was quite harassing the people a lot. So what happened? These people were suffering a lot due to ruler of Tsardom. The Russian farmers, laborers and peasants were not getting enough income despite working very hard. So what happened? That the Tsar ruler was quite strong, and Russian people were not getting their income as they were working very hard because the ruler was quite strong. They were not, if the people demand any right, they were not giving people their right. They were torturing the people a lot. They were punishing, and also sometimes if there arise the people ask them for right, they were also giving them the death. So the Russian farmers, okay, the laborers of Russians and peasants of Russians has become very poor. So under the leadership of Father Gapon, a large rally was taken out to the Tsar residence, Winter Palace, on 22nd December 1905 Sunday. So what happened as seeing this, under the leadership of whom? Under the leadership of Father Gapon, a large rally of the people, okay, a large rally of the people took outside the residence of the Tsar people, okay, which was in the Winter Palace, and 22nd January 1905 Sunday underlined. These people were unarmed, while some had the Tsar picture in the hand with the caption like "Long live the little white lord of Russia" written on it. Means you can see the outside of the Tsar residence there was a rally of the people. They were not having any of the weapons. They were having just the boards in their hand, just having the pictures in the hand in which it was written, "Long live the little white lord of Russia." The Tsar army opened the fire on this innocent people, and this innocent people who were outside the Tsar residence, the Tsar army did an open fire on this innocent people, and because of which thousands of innocent people died, and the snow in Petersburg, where the Tsar palace was situated, turned red with the blood. So what happened is the thousands of people who came outside the Tsar's house, these people were shot by the Tsar's army, and thousands of people were dead. The picture was just like the snow which was full of blood. So from this day is known as Bloody Sunday in the history. So in this history, the day 22nd January 1905 Sunday is considered to be the Bloody Sunday, as thousands of lives have gone. So around this time, a large number of Russians got provoked and become restless, and the weakness of Cardamon has become obvious when a small nation like Japan has defeated a massive nation like Russia in the Russian-Japan war. So in order to pacify the angry Russian, an announcement to call for Duma Legislative Assembly, which had not been called for the years, was made. Now what happened is, in order to pacify the angry Russians, pacify means to cool anger, okay, the angry Russians, an announcement was called out for the Duma Legislative Assembly, okay. 4 such Duma were called for that, and steps were taken for the citizens. So what happened next? On 8th March 1970, the oppressed workers of Petrograd called for a strike. Now what happened? The workers of Petrograd were called for the strike. The Tsar sent his troops to suppress this event. So what happened again? The Tsar sent his armies, but the army refused to shoot these people, as the Tsar also they shoot to that innocent people. They fire on the innocent people. Same way, the Tsar also sent the troops to suppress these people who were on the strike. But the army of the Tsar refused to shoot these people. So as this, the revolution begins from here. Okay, so from this, the Russian Revolution began. So after the fall of Tsardom, the power fell into the hands of Krivitsky, leader of Menshevik group. So now all the power was given to Menshevik group, means minority group. So except for Lenin, everyone in the Russia was happy with the fall of Tsar. Now Tsar was very fall down. Okay, Tsar has been fall down because the army itself refused to shoot. Now except for Lenin, every people in the Russia were quite happy due to fall in line. But the Lenin was the one who was not happy. But Lenin believed in the importance of laborers as propagated by Karl Marx. The Menshevik group believed in the importance of the middle class. So as a result, Lenin instigated the Bolshevik against Menshevik, and in November 1970 declared the final revolution and got the reins in the hands. So now what happened? Lenin instigated the Bolshevik against whom? Against the Menshevik. Instigated means to promote. So what happened? All the reigns means powers. So the final revolution, Lenin instigated the Bolshevik against the Mensheviks in November 17 and declared the final revolution, and all the powers was in the hands. So this came to known as Socialist Bolshevik Revolution. So from this, as the Bolshevik against the Menshevik and all their powers were given in the hands. So from this day it was known as Bolshevik Revolution, and it took place in Russia, so it is also known as Russian Revolution. Thus the 300 years old Tsardom came to an end. The Tsar ruler who were ruling over all the Russia came to an end. So Russia was without the Tsar. So first time in the history the Russia was without the Tsar. Okay, so this was our Russian Revolution, in which we have studied that how the Russian Revolution, how this Bolshevik Revolution took place. So now at the end of this chapter we will see efforts for world peace. What was the efforts for world peace? First is League of Nations, okay, in which allied means, as I've told, they join in a relationship which people, groups or countries are agreeing. Okay, so now first we will study the League of Nations and aims of Leagues of Nations in this effects for world war. So this is our last topic, the League of Nations and aims for League of Nations. First is League of Nations. The horrors of the world war explain the absolute necessity of world peace of the nations. Okay, as we have seen that there was a war, there was a first world war, due to which there faced a lot of problem. A need for international organization was felt. So due to this all the wars, there was a need to establish an organization. So it becomes very necessary to think actively and immediately about the world peace. So this world peace, what happened? Organization was established. So the American President Woodrow Wilson has contributed substantially and in the establishment of League of Nations. So what happened? Woodrow Wilson has took a quite important place in establishing the League of Nations. Okay, so the League of Nations, the 14 points suggested by Woodrow Wilson were presented during the Paris peace process on 10 January 1920. So there was the 14 points which were suggested by whom? It was suggested by American President Woodrow Wilson. This Woodrow Wilson has suggested 14 points for the peace of nations, and on 10th January 1920 under the agreement of Paris peace process, and from here the League of Nations were formed for the for the world peace. So as this League of Nations were formed, what were the aims for this, for the world? So first aim was to maintain the international peace and security. Okay, first was to maintain in the world peace and security to every countries, every nation to respect the unity and integrity of other nations. Every nation has to respect each and everyone's unity and should be honest to other nations also. To give up the policy of war. Yes, third is to give up the policy of war. Fourth was to develop international disputes peacefully throughout the negotiation or mediation. Okay, means fourth was, as we have seen, international relations also to develop between the nations. Fifth was to solve the international disputes among the nations, but very peacefully to solve. So there was a quite importance of League of Nations. Okay, so this was the quite importance of League of Nations. So what we conclude, that conclusion, the League of Nations established for world peace did not manage to keep a control over the imperialist policies of the superpowers, and in 1930 the Second World War began. So what happened? Somewhat the League of Nations could not establish the security, the peace, the international relationship among the people. So what happened? Due to some reasons, there was in 1930 the Second World War began. So we end with our second chapter of the history, which is First World War in Russian Revolution, in which we have seen the Western Europe and colonialism in Asia, Africa, in which we have studied about colonialism in Asia, colonialism in Africa, factors that caused First World War, effects of First World War, Russian Revolution, and last was League of Nations and its aims. Okay, so if you are having any doubt, you please ask me, and you can also write in the comment sections too. Okay, thank you so much. Yes, students. So we end with our chapter First World War and Russian Revolution, in which we have seen the colonialism in Asia and colonialism in Africa, where the European countries were in great desire to expand their empire, to establish their territories or colonies in various nations. After that, we have seen how the First World War took place, how Russian Revolution took place. As in the First World War, we have seen our factors and effects too. Okay, at the last, we have seen that League of Nations were established to maintain the peace, security and international relations with other nations. But due to some reasons, these could not be satisfied. So Second World War took place. So we will further see what was Second World War. So I am ending with your chapter here. If you are having any doubt, you can ask me personally, or you can also comment in the comment box. So thank you so much everyone.